What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mere Nonsense Podcast, where I am your main host, Z,
And
and
I'm the co-host.
he's not even a host; he's just a fact checker.
Fact checker.
No, but it's just me and Billy tonight. Brett is feeling a little sick today, so
Say he's down with the sickness.
he is down with the sickness. I guess you can say
Mhm.
he is a little disturbed.
He is.
You know, it's it's conversations like this between us that caused our friend Carson to leave a couple group chats. Because that's how we met. Now I don't know how long he knew you up until that point, but
I don't think it was that well. Okay, I mean, it was like at the very least 2 months of consistently playing together, at the very least, and seeing each other like every week.
damn. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like
And I still he was.
he was driving
Huh?
over there.
No, he was still at my college at the time. And we were in ROTC together, so we'd see each other every Thursday in class and lab because we were in the same class. And
Gotcha.
then he was like, "Hey man, like I got this buddy that I think you're gonna get along with just fine. Like you guys are gonna hit it off great." Um, and I was like, "Oh, well now I'm interested." And then 10 minutes later, we made him leave the group chat.
Yep. And it was probably like the most innocent, I guess, flirting we could have done compared to what we're used to.
Compared to like what we've been doing since like
Yeah,
that was tame.
that was. And
uh
yeah, that wasn't the first time. I think he ended up leaving like two more times. And like
yeah, there were several
he
times.
was always the one to like create the group chats.
He'd be getting invites, be like, why don't you just join the other one that you created?
Right. This one's different. Yeah. And here we are a few years later. That's actually more
hmm
than a few years later. When was this? Like 2016?
Yeah, well, we were shit. Was I a sophomore in college or was I still a freshman? I think I
Oh,
was a sophomore or in my second semester. Um, so goddamn, I graduated 4 years ago. So for eight years almost. Is that about right?
damn.
7, 8 years.
Yeah.
God
Really?
damn. Yeah,
2015 then, huh?
yeah.
Wow, that's nuts. I mean, so like I want to say I maybe have talked to you a couple times before actually visiting you. So
hmm
I found it weird, but at the same time I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I got nothing going on that weekend because Carson invited me. He's like, hey, you want to go visit Bailey? I'm gonna go over to
hmm
I'm gonna go visit him. I'm like, you know what, let's go. And you have a deep voice,
hmm
so naturally everyone would try to put a face to that.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I was not expecting
completely right.
I was not expecting a fucking Italian mobster to come out and talk to me.
Was I wearing my freaking jumpsuit at that
Yes, you
time too?
were. Yes, you
My
were the
freaking
purple one. And this was before you had long hair too. You still had the crew cut. And I
yeah.
just I just kept telling you, I was like, dude, we gotta get you a Adidas jumpsuit, fucking a wife beater, and a gold chain. Like it'll look perfect on you.
Oh my goodness. I know I had they have long since gotten a hole in them, but I had some Adidas track pants. Oh, they were my favorite pair of pants too.
I
Never
bet they
owned a
were.
wife beater though. Never owned a
Mm,
wife beater.
I think it's time we update your closet.
Next Christmas present.
Yeah, we definitely need that $20 gold chain from I don't know, the flea market
Oh
or
my
wherever we would end up getting one.
Go buy like a fake $10 one.
Yeah. No, but yeah, that weekend I visited you, or we visited you. Uh, we ended up meeting up with two of your friends. One of them was Alyssa, which
Hmm.
um, really cool to meet her that time. I think she also brought a
Hmm.
friend too, but
Yeah. I don't
but
remember who it was, but I do remember there was another girl there.
yeah, Carson had like the biggest crush on her, and he would not stop talking about her.
Hmm.
So it was really cool to see that they eventually ended up getting married. So,
Yeah, they're so
but
happily married.
what I do remember though is the other one of the other girl that was there with you guys. I
Hmm.
forgot. I always forget her name. Um, but she ends up telling me. I think we were at B Dubs, and she ends up telling me she's like, "Hey, like Carson is done. Carson is kind of weird." I'm like, yeah, he kind of is. But then they explained in detail. I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting that because she's just like, yeah, this one time I was just walking from one building to another. Like I think she was going back to her dorm room or whatever.
Hmm.
And it's the middle of the night, and she just sees Carson just walking by himself. She's like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just going for a prayer walk.
Hmm. Yeah, I remember that. 'Cause I think I was there with you. We were talking to her because, oh, what? We were at the table, and I think Alyssa and him like had each individually gone to the bathroom, one a little bit after the other, or something, or
Okay, yeah,
one went to the car or something. Because I think it was at the table and that was brought up.
yeah. And
Yeah,
he didn't even
a
remember
prayer
doing
walk.
that, which was funny too.
He was deep in his prayer walk.
He
Yeah.
he really was. I mean, he lightened up a lot more ever since he got with
Hmm.
Alyssa. I
Yeah.
mean, for fuck's sakes, for the longest time we were just trying to get him to say one swear word. One swear word. And then
Hmm.
we stopped talking to him for a few months, and then we play a couple games with him, and he's just like, "What the fuck is wrong with you guys?" Well, just like saying every swear word he can possibly think
Yeah.
of.
Oh my God. Yeah, because by that time he had joined the National Guard, and I think he had had a few drills under his belt. And I was like, man, when did you start cussing? He's like, I just had fucking drill, man. Like I was like, yeah, I get it. I understand.
That'll do it.
That almost got me in trouble once. Back when, so the way all of that worked, like uh you had to stay your freshman year on campus in the dorms unless you're like a commuter student.
Uh-huh.
So if you were living on campus, it had to be in one of the dorms, and they had freshman dorms. And then after that, you could go to either apartments off campus or more dorms on campus. And I had an RA, and I came back from drill, and this guy was like cool, but I was like, man, I'm in the bathroom, I'm washing my hands. He comes and he's like, hey, like, how was your weekend? I was like, man, I had fucking drill and it fucking sucked. Like, I was just fucking tired of it. This is fucking bullshit. And he's like, well, real quick, I'm gonna stop you because we don't cuss on campus. That's against the handbook. So I'm not gonna write you up because you had a rough weekend, but just keep in mind, I was like, I totally forgot. I'm so sorry. He's like, just don't let it happen again. You're good. So I always had to make sure I didn't cuss around him.
That's amazing. Just catching yourself, you're like, oh fuck, I'm sorry. Oh shit.
God damn
That
it.
was a religious school too, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. It wasn't apparently it wasn't like the worst one. Apparently there's a school, and I can't remember the name of it to save my life, but where like males and females had their own sidewalks to walk to class.
Oh fuck.
Like they couldn't even walk on the same sidewalk.
Damn,
Um,
son.
and they had like chapel every day or something
See,
like that.
look, that's the type of shit that makes me like kind of I guess accept that. I don't know about you, but whenever
Mm.
you end up seeing like someone that grew up like super religious or whatever, they turn
Mm-hmm.
out to be like the craziest party person in the world, the most experimental
Mm-hmm.
person ever. Like it's that type of shit that makes me
Yep.
like, you know what? maybe these kids have reason to be like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all the pet, like they don't get to explore anything, so they get to try it once and they feel the freedom and they're like, I want to do everything. Like a
Yeah.
kid in a crackhead candy store.
Oh fuck, man. Yeah, once they let loose, dude, it's
Dude, it
all
goes
over.
it's it's all over and there's no going back.
Dude, right? You're probably one of the only people I know or have known for the longest time that actually likes strategy games.
Mm-hmm.
And we really, really loved Lord of the Rings: Battle for Middle Earth
Oh
2.
my
The
God.
first one as well, but the second one
Mhm.
was just on
Second
another
one was,
level.
oh my God. I think I still have it on my PC from
Yeah,
the
that was like a
site
third
you
party
told
type
me.
of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because one day, the Google or
Yeah.
Facebook listening to us, we were talking about it, and
A lot.
yeah, yeah. And then there's this advertisement that came up on Facebook, and I ended up clicking on it, and I forgot how. It was like the most basic website ever, where it was just like you
Mm-hmm.
pretty much
It was
just
a
buy
white
it.
page and
Yeah,
yeah.
it was like you buy it or you don't, and and then they send you like the longest step by step tutorial to like actually
You gotta
downloading it.
mount it as a separate drive
Yeah,
and
you had to make sure you had WinRAR.
yep. It's like who uses WinRAR?
Right.
Oh,
But yeah, man, that game was so much fun, dude. Like
oh
the first game, it made things better. Like it got everything good from the first game, and just
man. Mm-hmm.
made things better. Because the
Yep.
first game you couldn't even like you couldn't extend, you couldn't make any walls, you couldn't actually extend your base because it was all in
Mm-hmm.
like one spot. Like, oh, this is where you build your headquarters, and then you got like these, I think it was like 6 to 8 like extension slots that you can
Mm-hmm. Like
use, and
building
then
slots.
yeah, and you end up using them for either farming or other stuff. But like,
Mm-hmm.
it was just that. And then the second one allowed you to actually like use the entire fucking map if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But they did. This was also, this was what, like 2004 when it came out, maybe. But this is one of those games that definitely needed like updates because it was it was the Men of the West that were the most OP out of everyone. Like they were
Mm-hmm.
the cheapest and the most OP. So it was just anytime they go up against another team, it was just super difficult to go up against once they got like all of their resources maxed out. And then
Those
you
were the yeah, those were the Gondor
yeah,
and yeah,
Gondor and Rohan.
the men of the East were the ones with the Oliphants.
Yeah, the Men of the East. They had,
Oh,
I thought it was the coolest thing that they had added the
hmm
different races like goblins and
hmm
dwarves.
they
Uh,
had the Uruk-hai had their own. That was
yeah,
so cool.
it
Yeah.
was Isengard, and then Mordor, and then they had the elves, and then they
hmm
made an expansion, the Witch King of Angmar, and I never ever got to play that, but I've always seen gameplay for it,
I
and
don't think I did either because I think I just had the base game.
yeah, I mean when I bought the from that third party thing a couple years back, I had the Witch
hmm
King DLC, but I never downloaded it because that was around the time I ended up switching my PC hardware.
Oh yeah,
But
that's right.
that was so weird seeing the Witch King of Angmar army because they used like some sort of, I don't know, some cultists to be the farmers. So like
hmm
everyone was legit farming, but these guys were just, they could just build wherever.
Yeah, it added the Angmar faction.
Yeah, but there was that game. I remember really loving the Dawn of War games, the Warhammer
hmm
40K. Those games were
Yep.
so much fun. I put so
Oh
much
my
time into them.
God.
I even ended up getting like all of their games on Steam. I want to say I
hmm
put in like I want to say I put in like 30 hours into the one that I actually liked.
Not 3,000 hours.
No, no, I'm not on your level. I never will be. You're you're the only person I know that can put 25 hours in a 24-hour day.
It's grinding, man. It's
It's-
hard work and dedication.
it really is. Did you ever play
Oh.
that Tom Clancy one? I forgot what it was called. It was like End War, I think.
Yes. Yes, I fucking loved End War.
I
Oh
never got a
my
chance to play
God.
that one.
You never got. Oh my God. It was like my favorite PlayStation 3 game ever. I played that game. So I don't think I played it 3,000 hours worth, but I played that game a lot.
It was damn
Um,
near close.
it probably was, and it had the sickest freaking like ending song that I had ever heard at the time. Mind you, like I was still young, so it
Yeah.
was, but it was sick. It was like a kind of like a soft rock kind of thing, and I think I played through because there were only three factions. It was the Europeans, the Russians, and the U.S. Um, and I played through on every faction on the hardest difficulty at least twice, not including the times I played it before, before I
Jesus.
went on the hardest difficulty. It was just so fun though, you'd be like for the Europeans, obviously, it was the different countries, so you'd be getting typically it was like the Germans brought the tanks, so the tanks would be Germanic names. The infantry were typically French, the different vehicles, were from like Sweden or wherever, and they
Right.
had the accents and all that. It was pretty cool. Um, oh my God.
I know the one thing that really caught my attention with that, because this is when
Hmm.
the PS3 and the 360 were out, and
Hmm.
this was when microphones were a thing, headsets were a thing,
Yep.
and they showcased that you could use your headset to command everything
Yep.
and anything. Was
Yeah, it
that
was
like
huge.
actually good? Did that actually work
Yeah.
well?
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely. That was, yeah, it was so it worked great for what it was supposed to do, but it wasn't like the best for moving units to like open areas.
Right.
So if you wanted to, because the way it was, you couldn't say like, so the way it was like unit one move to alpha and they would move. Unit one defend Bravo and they would, defend Bravo. Unit one attack enemy two. And they would go. And of course they had their little triangle thing like infantry. Well, the infantry was separate. There was infantry fighting vehicles would beat helicopters, helicopters beat tanks, tanks beat infantry by fighting vehicles, and then infantry beat other infantry, and then they had rocket infantry that destroyed like all the vehicles, like bad, like it shit on vehicles.
Oh
But
damn.
that mic, like it made it made it so easy to like just because I'd be sitting there like my mom would come in and be like, hey, like you need to be quiet because you're getting loud and we're trying to sleep. And I'd be sitting there like, Unit One, move to Alpha. Unit Three, move to Alpha. Unit One and Two, move to Bravo. Like it was so cool. And if you wanted to move them into cover, like you'd have to click on the unit and move them into cover, but they would auto seek cover. You could use buildings to. It was just so fun. The only thing that really upset me with it, and it wasn't like a big deal, but when I had first read about it in Game Informer, I had read that you'd be taking important structures. So I was like, oh, like you'll be able to take the White House or the Senate building or like freaking the Eiffel Tower or some shit, right?
Right.
And no, it's just these little like uplink buildings that you had to take, which I was like,
That's a bummer.
eh. But
You know what game would actually like be really good for those for using your headset? Because I remember they tried it a long time ago, and
mm,
it wasn't all that great. Were the SOCOM games?
oh yes,
I
oh I
remember watching.
loved
I
them.
was always really bad at that game, but I always watched my brother play it, and he was like super
Hmm.
invested in them, and he even had the headset for it. So like
Hmm.
commanding the teammates to do whatever,
Yep.
but like he always had to repeat himself no
Yeah.
matter what it was. So
Yeah.
seeing
Oh my God.
seeing those games like modernized or like a reboot or whatever, I think
Hmm.
would be amazing, especially being able to use your headset and commanding them because you can see like the Ghost Recon games, it's already
Mhm.
really easy to command teammates using a controller. I
Right.
mean, come on, it'd be cool as fuck using your headset. It's almost like you're a
Right.
part of it.
Especially when it's games like those, because like yeah, like it really helps with the real time strategy games because it cuts down on you needing to micro stuff. But for like first person or even third person shooters like SOCOM, Alpha Team, follow me, Bravo Team, stack up, and it just makes it a lot easier than open menu, select team and come in.
Right.
And it just it made the gameplay experience a lot smoother, even if you had to repeat yourself a couple times. It just made it a lot smoother than trying to fumble through the menus sometimes.
Did you beat
Uh,
those games?
so very similar to you, my uncle was the one that had it. I never had it personally until um,
They
I
tried
got the PS2.
they tried making one of them. I forgot what it was called, but they did make a
SOCOM
SOCOM game.
Confrontation.
That was the PS3 one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got that one.
Okay.
Yeah. The miking, so the mic pickup in that one was a lot better. But when I got, so SOCOM, I think 2 was on the PS2, because SOCOM, the first one, that might have been on the PS2 as well. But I played that one at my uncle's, and I got probably halfway through it. I never beat it. Um, but SOCOM 2 was I played it a lot at my uncle's, and then I convinced my mom to pick it up and get me a headset. And that was the first game that I played on the PS2 where I was playing multiplayer with my uncle and their friends because they had been playing online for a while. And uh, I remember it, but it was like my first match, and I'm still trying to learn the controls. I'm like squatting in front of the vehicle and like trying to shoot and shit. And I'm like, what do I even do? Like, how do I play this game? And they're trying to walk me through it while playing the game. And it was like me and like two other guys. Like, it was only me left and two guys on the enemy team. And I came up behind one and shot him while he was trying to plant a bomb. And then I was just like, me and the other guy were pretty much just like running around each other. And then someone's like, "Oh, he's right there!" And I fucking turned it, boom, 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 and shit. Oh, it was your first game and you just clutched up.
Oh
And then
shit.
I didn't get a kill for the rest of the match.
That's amazing. You know what? I'll compare it to do you remember Lindsay?
Yeah.
So we ended up so it was back when Carson went back to college and he was at
Mhm.
ISU. We ended up visiting him for the I think it was just for one day. But in the morning before we ended up leaving, Alex ended up putting up Siege, and we were trying to teach her how to play it. She just like started freaking out, especially when her teammate got down right in front of her. So we just like just go up to her and pick her up and pick him up, and she just finally she finally gets the lock on the guy, and she just kills it. Oh man, it's the funniest shit ever when you can see like people that are obviously not good at a game and just
Mhm.
seeing them play for the first time. God,
Oh my god, yeah.
I wish I could do that in video games again. Just be like
Right?
completely fucking new, but like almost any video game, like it's just second nature. You'll understand it right away.
Yeah.
But
It's, I don't know what it is, but it's almost just like you play you've played one game, you've played them all. Controls are typically very similar, and if it's not the norm, then there's, another way that it usually is. So
right.
you just it's easy to pick up on stuff. There might be new or different things, but
Or ever
all the
since I
basics are the
started
same.
playing on PC, key bindings were a huge thing for me
Yep.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if everything is like super different, like I'm just always gonna change the key bindings now. I used to
Mm-hmm.
be like a completely default type of player, where like any game I played, default, default sensitivity, default, just everything. So I always found it weird, especially on COD. Oh God,
Mm-hmm.
especially on COD, when people would instead of using default, they use tactical.
Oh my
So the
God.
knifing I think was like a bumper,
Yeah, it was it like left bumper? No, I think it was knifing was right bumper and left bumper was no, not sprint. You know what? Can we look this up?
We probably could. I mean, I don't think they've changed tactical at all throughout the years.
Well, controller layout.
Yeah, I always found it
Oh,
weird because I did have a friend that was always using that. I'm like, why the fuck are you doing that? Especially because the bumpers are almost always reserved for like nades.
yep. Can
But
I?
oh, and then on top of that, on dude, he would have the sensitivity all the way up. I've never seen anyone.
Dude,
I've never seen anyone play on controller so well with the sensitivity maxed out. And he's playing tactical. So I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Tactical had, at least in this Call of Duty, Tactical has lethal on right bumper, tactical equipment on left bumper, and B is melee and change zoom.
Okay, that's
And
fucked
then
up.
the right thumbstick is crouch prone slide. And that's the only thing that changed. So it looks like everything's the same except for that.
That is so
But
fucked up.
I, right?
Especially because you're not. I don't know. I guess maybe these people that like using tactical are almost always in some sort of knifing situation.
Yeah,
But I rarely ever am, so I just leave it as is, like for the right stick pushing down.
right. So I've got, let's see, a couple. Brad's in chat. He says Halo had different melee than COD, and that always fucked him up. Um, and then besides being told that I need to get some sleep, shut up. Uh, my dad wants to know if we've ever played Enemy Unknown, which I think he means the first XCOM game.
And
Uh,
oh no, I've those always looked super interesting, but I never got a chance to play them.
so same. I actually never, and I never even really liked the team or the turn-based tactical games until, and you're probably gonna appreciate this, uh Gears of War Tactics
Yeah.
or Gears Tactics. I played that uh, a while ago now. When I first started streaming, just about so well over a year,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! I love this." It was frustrating at times, but oh my God, this is awesome.
Okay, well to clarify, you instantly played it on the hardest difficulty. So
Yes, I did also play it on the hardest
any
difficulty.
mistake you made was just like, okay, you have to restart it now.
Punished, yeah,
Yeah.
the whole
And
thing
then even like
for the
50% of
whole
the
mission.
time when you would do something good, you were almost always missing it because of that character.
Yep,
Yeah, no,
there were. Oh
that's why
my
it was
God,
frustrating. So like I
how
see you
many
play it and like
times?
I tried it myself and I finally passed the first mission. And then second mission I'm just like, "You know what, dude? Fuck you, Billy. I'm going back to like normal difficulty."
I just remember I was playing it. And it was like, oh, like it was such like a roller coaster of emotions because you'd have like three people charging in an area that you've got Overwatch on, and the first one goes down, and then the second one gets a little closer, but he goes down, and then the third one comes up, and your Overwatch is down, and he just fucking mounts up in the wall in front of your sniper and just boom over the
Yeah.
fucking cover, and you're like, fuck.
But it was super satisfying when you can make consecutive moves that just work
hmm
perfectly. It's almost
Oh
like
yeah.
the most synchronized thing ever to advance.
Oh my god. I
Yeah,
did
that
love how you could kick the tickers.
yeah.
Fucking run up to and kick them and then shoot them and blow them up.
I really hated though that counted as a turn.
Oh my god. Yeah. That was so stupid. Run
Like
up and kick it.
and especially when there were multiple just pushing up to you
They're just
like all
swarming
right,
you.
what the fuck do you expect me to do here? So the fact that you managed to do it, you beat it more than twice, didn't you?
Yeah, I think
Or
I
is it just
beat it
twice?
twice and was working on the third time. Because I was achievement hunting on that game.
Yeah.
Um, I don't even think I got that far with the achievements. I was talking with a friend of mine and we were talking about the Gears of War games and the seriously achievements.
Yeah.
And
Okay, yeah. Those games For some fucking reason, Gears of War games just didn't want you to complete all the achievements.
Oh
You look at
God,
all
yeah,
their achievements,
seriously.
or the first one was probably the bet, like your best bet at getting all the achievements.
Hmm.
And then the second one, they just upped it. Like seriously, 2.0 was like 100,000 kills.
Hmm.
And then they came up with DLC, and with every DLC they were adding more achievements. It's like fuck. All
Yep.
right, I give up, man.
Yep.
the I've had a couple games where I've actually gotten all the achievements. I was never really much for an achievement hunting game or achievement hunting,
Hmm.
but the first one I did get all my achievements on was Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, that was such a fun game too.
That
Um,
game, I don't know the other one.
well, there was Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and then Arkham Asylum 2, wasn't there?
Uh, yeah, no, I'm thinking of like another game that I got all my achievements on, but yeah,
Oh, okay.
it was Arkham Asylum City. They had a different studio. It was Montreal, WB
Hmm.
Montreal, that ended up making Origins, and then Rocksteady came back to
Oh,
finish off the
right.
trilogy with
Origins.
Arkham
Yeah.
Knight.
Yep. That's right. Brad argues that Gears of War 1 was hard because it was only 10,000 ranked kills, whereas Gears of War 2 included horde kills.
Fair enough.
Um, and apparently, so I'm looking at my achievements. So they added like 11 achievements uh, into it. So it used to be 50, now it's 61. And I have 31 of them. And one of them is kill 100 enemies with ticker explosions, and only 0.9% of people that have played it have earned
Yeah, that makes sense.
it.
It's not like you can, kick those fucking things, punk kick them down like 5 miles
Yeah,
to the other
that
enemy. Like,
it was such a pain. And then the other one, 1.1%, complete all campaign acts on insane difficulty because I'm an idiot, a masochist. No, Brad, it was ranked. When I was going through the seriously kills or the seriously achievements, like it said 10,000 ranked kills. Here, in fact, you know what?
yeah, because the
Here's a
majority
war
of those
serious.
majority of those achievements were actually easy on the first game, at least. But yeah,
Yeah.
seriously, that first seriously, just any person that ever got seriously the achievement, whether it was the first one, 2.0, 3.0, it just kept getting more and more ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
what are we on right now? Like,
Yeah, so they had seriously kill 10,000 people in versus break modes. Not so serious kill 10,000 people in versus player match total. Seriously, I think that was the remake. Yeah, that was the remake, the Gears of War Ultimate Edition. Seriously 2.0 kill 100,000 enemies any mode. Seriously 3.0 reach level 100 and earn every Onyx medal for Gears of War 3. Seriously judgmental complete all declassified missions on insane difficulty. Seriously 4.0 complete insane campaign ribbons, rank placements, horde maps, re-ups, classes, and 5 skills for Gears 4. And then 5 seriously 5.0 chapter 1 insane campaign master horde escape launch maps and characters, 20 re-ups, general and tour. God damn.
jeez.
Apparently, now I don't know if you knew this, but apparently they also made a Gears of War mobile game called like Gears of War Pop or Gears Pop.
What?
uh, yeah.
Never even heard of that.
I didn't look it up, but the way it sounded did not sound fun for me.
Funko Pops.
So, yeah, yeah, like the their thing is Funko Pops, the characters.
Oh, gotcha. Wow, the launch trailer wasn't back in 2019. Did this game even come out?
I think it's just on the phone.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Okay, no, it did come out. No, I was wondering if the game actually did
yeah,
release.
it came out close to Gears of War Forces, Brad.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's Seriously Tactical, which is Gears Tactics, or Apocalypse, Immortal Legion. I could do this all day in Boom, which Boom is the one that I have. It's the only one I have out of
Wait,
those.
close to 4. When did 4 come out? 4 came out before 2019, didn't it? Because I'm looking at the Gears Pop launch trailer, August 22nd, 2019. Gears 4 2016. Oh, around Gears 5. Gears 5 was 2019, Brad.
Gears
But
5.
yeah. Okay. I was like, wait, Gears 4? That didn't make any sense.
Yeah, 2006 was when the first Gears of War came out. Back when Epic Games was actually fun.
I was actually having this conversation with Brad the other day that Gears of War Ultimate was the last time I really, really enjoyed Gears of War in terms of multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just a remaster of the first one. And it was a great remaster of the
Mm-hmm.
first one. And they even
Yep.
added the levels, the extra levels that were never in the 360 game, but they were in the PC game. So all the extra
Oh
stuff
yeah.
that the PC game had was in finally in Ultimate Edition.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, no, that game was just a ton of fun. I, I I can't remember how many hours I put into it, but it was a lot. And then Gears 4 came out, and I was just like, what the fuck is this, man? Like, they just change too much every game in terms
Yeah.
of, I guess, like, I don't know, like the UI or the crosshairs or how every weapon works.
Yeah.
They slightly change it a little more every game. I think that's kind of lame, especially with these games specifically. Like, it's not like they have an array of different weapons you can choose from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how
Right.
much more tweaking are you gonna do on their long shot sniper?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that one was probably the one that annoyed me the most because
That was your favorite one.
it was one of my favorites. Yeah, it was bouncing between that and the torque bow, just because
Porkbo
when
was so fun.
when Gears 2 came out and you can finally pop heads with the torque bow,
Mm-hmm.
like, I remember running out of Xbox Gold or Xbox Live, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just on horde mode all the time, just practicing with the torque bow until I finally got Xbox Live again. And then I was
Oh
just like
God.
fucking people up with that. But no, I really hated just the crosshairs expanding whenever you're moving with it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I just really liked how things were with Gears Ultimate because obviously it was like the first one.
Right.
Maybe that's why I also didn't really enjoy Gears 3 as much, but yeah, the second one arguably was the best in terms of
Yep.
multiplayer. I
Yeah.
played the fuck
Gears,
out of that.
like Gears of War one, whether it was the Ultimate or what, were great, but there was just something about uh, Gears of War 2 where like it was everything good about Gears of War, and then whatever needed improved, they seemed to just hit, and it was great. I mean, there was that when they introduced the chainsaw dueling?
Yep.
Was that into? So there was that, like the grenades. You could
Yeah, it was different
plant them on
grenades.
walls now too.
Yep.
I think
Oh
like
yeah, there was this map. I forgot what it was called. I'm pretty sure Brad can find it or you can find it, but it was there was like this hole. I think there was a hole. No, I don't. I'm not sure if there was a hole or not in the center, but I remember there was an arcade in one of the buildings, and each corner, or like there were two corners that had a balcony, and you had to be at the edge of the building, walking up the balcony, and then there was the either a sniper or a torque bow, or I think a hammer of
mhm,
dawn as well, and then there was also a piece of mount that you can jump over
mhm,
and just hide behind the entire time. But when the game first came out, the smoke grenades, they could actually like knock you down.
yep,
So a lot of people were just getting fucked over in that spot specifically because of that. And then you could even get into the arcade, like in the arcade room, you could get to this certain corner, use that smoke grenade, and it'll push you into the map.
yep.
And especially
Oh
if
my God.
yeah, especially that was I think that was when they introduced that multiplayer game where you had to kill the leader so their spawns can run out. I forgot what that one was called.
Not VIP, right?
No, it was something else. It was something else, but it was whoever there was one captain in each team and both teams
Hmm.
had unlimited spawns until the captain was finally killed.
All of them. but the map you're thinking of, and Brad said it right when I found it, was day one, and apparently there was a mortar as well on that map.
Was there? Oh yeah, there was. I think it was on the balcony. But yeah, there was a lot of fun with that game. You know, Brad's spirit animal Dizzy was there. Uh, the greatest quote in the world. I got your back like a butt crack. Like that's. I mean, come on, who doesn't love that? They
Brad says it was called Guardian.
Guardian. Yes, yes, that's what it was. Yep. Um, all right, a little sidetrack because I played the fuck out of this game with Brad, and
Mm-hmm.
for some fucking reason we were just cursed with completely being dog shit on Wingman when it was teams of two. But
Mm-hmm.
we could fucking shit on everyone if it was like a full like team of 5v5 type of shit. Like we never understood that. We were just I guess we were just always getting shit on or put on like the sweatier lobbies. But I wish he was also here for this too because he can attest to like I think that was probably the worst I've ever been when it came to like raging. Yeah, I just at one point he likes to bring this one up because at one point I just got so mad and I was just like, you know, I'm gonna reincarnate this guy, blah blah blah, make him kill you. I was just all over the place with it, man. That game, I had a very huge love hate relationship with it. Um, yeah, the Scourge. Do you remember the Scourge?
I
It
do, yeah.
That was such an underwhelming guy for Gears
Mm-hmm.
2. We didn't even get to face him, did we?
I don't think we
Nah,
did.
I don't think so. At least not in Gears 2. Cuz every time we came up to him, it was just cutscenes. But
Let's see.
cuz the first time we went up against him was when we were on the convoys trying to take out like hordes of locust. And then Dizzy ended up like, you know, taking one for the team and got in a chainsaw battle with the fucking Scourge and survived.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually apparently Marcus Phoenix had a quote mentioning Dizzy. He survived worse like Scourge.
Yeah. Yeah, that character was pretty cool. Um there was a lot of really good things that they introduced in Gears 2. Um who was the main bad guy or like I
Mhm.
guess the last boss in Gears 2?
Wasn't it Scorch?
Was it?
Yeah. Well, so it wasn't like Scourge directly. It was Scourge writing Hydra,
A
I
Hydra?
think. Yeah. Um, maybe that wasn't the last boss.
I don't know. I
Um,
remember going through the I guess the Lambent Lake or whatever or the Emulsion Lake. The
Brad
Emulsion.
says it was Scourge, and he also said Army of Two when it didn't matter, and
Yeah.
then say what you actually said, see, get us canceled.
I had to stop myself because I'm like, wait, what would Brad do? Half the time I gotta stop myself because then Brad's just gonna be like, wait, no, we didn't actually do this. We didn't actually say this.
Yeah, so I guess the final boss was in Gears 2, the Lambent Brumach, but also Scourge. Like Scourge's death and oh no,
Damn.
no. The Lambent Brumach was the final boss fight, but there was a Scourge boss fight.
Okay. I really can't remember those. The only boss fight I remember in the second one was the big fucking fish in the emulsion lake.
Hmm. I mean, that's what the internet says, Brad. The Lambent Brumach.
Lambent Brumach. Damn. You know, I'm probably gonna end up going through fucking couple hours of YouTube videos just to like recap all these
Watch
games.
all of them. Yeah. Watch every boss fight, every Carmine scene.
Yeah, because up to that point where I was just saying, you know, you go up against that emulsion fish or lambent fish, whatever. Um, I don't remember anything after that. The there was a mission where they introduced the sires in that one. That one was pretty cool because you get to just
Mhm.
chainsaw the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
But wasn't that in the storyline, in the canon storyline, weren't those things creations from Marcus's dad? The
Oh,
sires?
I think they were.
Cuz at one point they end up talking about his dad creating something.
Yeah, they were humans mutated from emulsion poisoning and genetic experimentation. And they were
Dang
the
dog.
ancestors to the Locust Sword.
Oh, yeah, they were the alpha, the betas, the pre-alphas, the ones that just didn't work, and they're just like, just fucking leave them in a tube. We'll let them loose one of these days.
Right.
And then the third game came. Okay, the the introduction to that Lambent Berserker was so
Hmm.
fucking insane,
Oh
dude.
my God.
I remember
Uh,
it specifically through E3, watching that video so many times when they were at that wall. And then you just see that Lambent Berserker like charge at them. They close their fucking gate and they're like, all right, I think we're good. And the fucking thing
mhm.
just hops over the wall. Like, okay, without the Hammer of Dawn, how the fuck are you supposed to kill this thing, dude?
Right.
Like,
Um, I'll be
holy
right back.
shit.
I use the bathroom real quick. Been holding it.
Oh, God.
Pull it, Brad.
I'm pulling a Brad. Um, yeah, the Lambent Berserker, that was something else, dude, because on top of it being a berserker with like the thickest fucking skin in the world, it it was even stronger because of the emulsion. Um, and dude, I'm like my memory for these games because it's just been so long. I don't remember exactly how we ended up taking it out. Um, but I think that one you were actually able to take out with bullets, and it didn't have to specifically be
Guest appearance with shitty mic. Hi guys.
fucking
I'm gonna
Brett.
fill in for Billy while he's going to the bathroom.
Oh my god. But yeah, you were actually able to kill that without needing specifically the Hammer of Dawn. Um,
Yeah, you were able to get through his armor or whatever it was without it somehow.
yeah. Uh,
It was such a cool boss fight. That's
it
also the
really
one where
was.
you have the Lambent like Kraken or whatever at the beginning of the game, where you're on the boat.
I'm on a boat. Uh, Lambent Kraken. I don't
Yeah,
remember that.
it was a Leviathan. That's it was the Leviathan.
Right. There was
I'm leaving once Billy gets back to just confuse him. By the way.
no, I got you. So, cause I remember when that game first came out and Horde Mode 2.0 was out. That shit
Yeah,
was so much more difficult than the first Horde Mode.
100%.
The first Horde Mode, I can easily get to like wave 20 to 30 by myself. And then this one, I was having the hardest time ever going past wave 5 because it was just like so many different monsters now. It wasn't just regular locust.
What was that? And then like bosses every
Yeah,
10 rounds, and then you actually had to like lay down like different defenses and shit.
right. Yeah. Yeah, when that game first came out, I just remember having a couple friends talk to me that they they had like the craziest moment playing it. Uh,
Yeah.
and they actually survived against the Lambent Berserker. And this was like before I even like got a chance to go up against it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh yeah, we were introduced to Thrash Ball Coltrane.
Oh god, I
What a
love that. That map. You remember
yeah,
that map?
that map was
It
awesome.
had the giant jumbotron that it could fall and kill people in the middle.
Yeah,
I think that's where they introduced where you could kill people with like your surroundings and shit.
yeah, yeah. They did. Um, they did
Pretty
end up
cool.
putting in a few new weapons in that game, if I remember correctly.
That's the one where you shoot the thing underneath the ground. And it pops back up and explodes. The
Yes.
drop shot.
Yes, that was one of my favorite guns ever in that game. Oh, dude, that was so much fun. Cause like, so it was, what's it called? So it ends up floating towards the person or whatever, and then once you let it go, it just drops down. So you getting a headshot on that thing, it just explodes their head, or like, yeah, it explodes their head just like a regular Gears of War headshot, and then it sticks
Yeah.
to their body, and it just explodes the rest of the body. Like that weapon was so much fun to use.
Yeah, I love that gun a lot. I
And I'm
think is that where we got the first the Retro Lancer?
yes, yes, the Retro Lancer, because that's when they started running out of ammo or
Yeah.
weapons, because I forgot for whatever reason. But yeah, I remember the second game. I had the limited edition, and in their booklet, they ended up showing what the Retro Lancer looked like, and it was their weapon during the Pendulum Wars. I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
dude, that would be awesome to use that. And when they finally brought it up in the third one, fuck yeah, dude, I use that a lot. But
Yeah.
definitely was not as accurate as the regular Lancer, but it was stronger.
Yeah.
It was stronger, and then you can charge them with it. But that was so difficult to get kills with that thing, dude. I just couldn't.
Which wasn't there one where the Lancer was like super OP on launch, and they actually had to nerf it because like people are only using the Lancer? I want to say it was like Gears 4.
I think it was 4. Yeah.
Yeah. They just made it super OP. Like you'd get in an Asher fight with people, and the person with the Lancer would somehow win.
Oh, you know what? It was one of those games. It was between 3 and 4 when the hammer burst was really OP.
Yeah. Yeah, the Hammer Burst ended up getting better as the series went along. That was the worst gun in fucking Gears 1.
Yeah, absolute worst. And then it just became even
Also,
better.
they changed how you ADS'd with it like 3 different times. Like
Yeah.
the ADS was different each time, and I never understood it.
I don't know. I mean, that was one of those guns that they were actually like actively trying to work on, so I was appreciative of it just because they had eventually became one of the best guns.
Also, I popped in just to be kind of funny as a joke. What the fuck is taking his piss so long?
I don't know, dog, but he also he is still listening into this, and he texted saying "fuck the hammer burst."
You fucking twat, get back here. I'm
Right.
not sticking around for any longer. I feel sick.
I mean, you didn't have to jump in either.
You're right. Also, I tested negative again.
Amazing.
So I just feel like shit for no reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fucking
All right, Billy, you come back. Z, you talk. Love you guys. Bye.
later. Okay, we gotta talk about the elephant in the room. And by elephant in the room, I mean Gears of War Judgment. What the fuck was that game? I mean, seriously. Like, Baird, of all fucking people, was the main character. You could have gone to Coltrane. You could have gone to fucking Dom Santiago. Like, dude, you could have even gone to fucking what was the Colonel's name? Colonel Hoffman. You could have even gone to that. But they choose fucking Baird of all people.
I didn't like Judgment.
No, I don't think anyone did really. And the only reason people probably played it was just because it was the new Gears of War game.
Yep.
And on top of that, their UI was fucking horrendous, bro.
Yeah, that was shitty.
Holy shit. I mean,
it was at that point that I was like, I'm not playing any more Gears of War.
It was overall, it was still the same devs, and you know, Cliff Bleszinski was still the designer of it apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Epic Games was still part of it. People Can Fly, that's I think no. Dark Side Game Studios, I think that was the one. But yeah, no, that's just fucking completely different compared to the rest of the games.
Yeah, I didn't like anything that they did with it.
I saw videos. I saw more videos of the game than I actually played because around that time I didn't have an Xbox. And then when I finally got an Xbox again and I tried to play that game, I was like, yeah, no. nah, this ain't it.
Right. Yeah.
This
No, it
fucking
was
game is trash.
it was
Um
bad.
did you play the story for it?
No, I never even played like the game itself. I played the open like beta that they came out with it.
Yeah,
That was multiplayer only, and I was like, I am nope. I hated it.
right. That's what I like about those games. Before they come out, they do almost always offer a beta.
And there's like a demo usually that would go with them too.
Yeah. There's I don't even I don't think they offered it for the fifth one though.
Probably not.
The
For
fifth
some
one was
reason, like,
actually fun though.
was it?
Yeah. Have you not played the last two games?
I haven't played 4 or 5.
Well, the storyline for the fourth one is just as I expected it would be, and I didn't. I'm glad I never finished it because I ended up getting to a certain point. I was just like, yeah, this game's fucking boring. But then I ended up watching a recap on YouTube, and I'm like,
Mm.
okay. I mean, okay, I guess. But I really did enjoy the new monsters, the swarm. Those guys are
Mm.
pretty fucking cool. I mean, it's obviously a knockoff Locust, but I mean, it was still pretty good. Um,
Right.
then Gears 5, it just it was just so much better, miles better than the fourth one.
Mm-hmm.
Even the story, like I actually enjoyed playing the game. The story was just pretty good, and the fact that it gave you a choice at a certain point to save someone,
Mm-hmm.
fuck yeah, my dude.
Some serious like Battlefield 4 vibes.
I never played
You never played Battlefield
the
4?
storyline. I never played the story.
Um,
Um, I played a little bit of multiplayer of that game.
See, one thing about me when I play games, like if it's a multiplayer only game, like I can enjoy it if I've got friends, but it's always a story. Like if it's a single player and the story is great, I'll enjoy the game, uh, usually.
Yeah,
But like Battlefield 4, man, besides its multiplayer gameplay, which was fun and a huge replay value, the campaign it was just so that's one thing that I feel like Battlefield always did well and was very disappointing in Battlefield 2020 or 2021, 2042, whatever the fuck it is, where they didn't have a campaign because their campaigns were always so well written. Even Battlefield, was it 1 or Battlefield 5 that was in World War II? Um, even that one was good, or World War One. Like even that storyline was good,
I think
even
they
if it
did
was
both of
broken
them.
up into pieces. Did they?
Yeah. 5 was World War II, I believe.
Trying to
And they ended
remember.
up they did another one before it. I'm pretty sure that that one was the World War
Battlefield One,
One.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think I played much of 5. Because Battlefield One, I was like, it was super fun, and then they added SMGs, and it kind of just like killed the game.
Yeah. I never got into those games. And it sucks because when I finally did, Battlefield 2042, what the fuck?
Hmm. Yeah.
So I'm like, well, shit. I guess I'm never getting into a Battlefield game.
I mean, and they were just so like I always kind of thought Call of Duty was great just for like a running gunning style shooter or like a running gunning with a sniper or getting quick scopes or something. But Battlefield was like huge maps, 1,000-meter long headshots, destructible environments. Like it was, I don't know. I was a fanboy for it for the longest time, and 2042 killed it. But
Yeah, pretty sure it did for a lot of people.
mhm.
Cause I know for a while, like I said, I've never been a Battlefield guy, but for a while, just because of the pandemic, like causing a lot of setbacks, but
Mhm.
a lot of us were kind of hoping this would be like the next game to like bounce off of like Warzone for, because we were on
Yep.
Warzone for a good minute, and then it just got really stale and just a lot of bullshit with it. But yeah, it's a shame that 2042 came out to be what it was, because
Yeah, flopped so hard. Didn't they also? Oh, I can't remember if it was 2042 or another game, but like the devs were blaming the release of another game. Like, oh, if this game hadn't released when Battlefield released, we would have seen better sales and projections and whatnot. But
That
no, it's
sounds
just because the game
familiar.
fucking sucked.
Yeah, that sounds familiar though. I think I read something up like that too, but I can't put a name on that. But you've seen Kong versus Godzilla, Billy?
The old one, or
No, like
no,
this one that came out last year. I think it was
no, I
last
never
year or
did
this
end up
year.
seeing it. I think we talked about it a lot though, because Brad was always upset that the monkey lost or something.
No. He was he was always triggered because I was the one choosing the monkey and just giving
That's
him shit
right.
because look, Brad, it was all for fun, my guy. Everyone
Uh,
knew the monkey was gonna lose. I mean,
but
come on, you can he can't even breathe fire or whatever it
right,
is.
can't breathe fire or radioactive.
Yeah.
Quick interjection on the 2042. They blamed it on Halo Infinite's success.
Oh fuck.
They blamed their failures on Halo Infinite's success.
Oh fuck. Um. But anyways, I wanted to bring this up because there was a sinkhole or underground forest that was discovered in China recently. Uh, and like the first comment I saw towards it was like, maybe maybe we really are in the Kong versus Godzilla universe because in the movie, uh, at some point there is like an underground like forest or whatever where
Mhm.
Kong's ancestors used to reign over and stuff, but that was pretty interesting to see. But who the fuck knows? Anyways,
Well,
Billy, if you have
yeah.
nothing else to talk about, unfortunately, we couldn't have Brad here. Um, the person that was
Okay.
the person that actually came in was not Brad. It was a hologram.
Oh, okay. Right.
Even the picture was a hologram. It didn't actually exist. The voice that you were hearing was actually Billy. He,
It was actually me in
yeah,
the bathroom.
yeah,
The
yeah.
picture was just up so I could look like I was in here.
When he uses the bathroom, he sounds like a sick person. So
It's a lot of pushing, all right? I did just say I was going to the bathroom. I didn't say what I was doing.
Anyways, this has been the Mere Nonsense podcast. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah,
Deuces.
thanks, guys. Have a great one.